What's going on, Scream Nation? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be talking about how to counter Pinhead in Dead by Daylight. So if any of these tips help you out, don't forget to smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Okay guys, so before we get into any of the tips on how to counter Pinhead, I do want to let you know that I have other how to counter killer videos on my channel, so don't forget to check those out after this video. So after dying over and over again against this killer, I decided it was time to make a how to counter video against Pinhead. And not only did I play a lot of matches against him, I did a lot of research to make sure that I could counter this killer. Now I know that at first it might feel very overwhelming when you're going up against a Cenobite. His power might seem too hard to understand, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, you are probably tired of those damn chains hitting you every 5 seconds. So let's talk about his two powers and how they differ from one another. His first power is the Lament Configuration Box. This box appears randomly somewhere in the map, and every single survivor can see the aura of the box at all times. If left alone, the chain timer for every survivor keeps going up. Once that chain timer fills up, the Lament Configuration initiates a chain hunt by summoning chains to pursue survivors until that box is completed. The easiest way to counter the box is to always have a survivor complete it as soon as they can. But just be careful, because once you start working on the configuration box, the killer can teleport to your location. The second way to counter the box is to pick it up and just hold on to it throughout the match. When a survivor has the box in its possession, the chain timer actually stops for every single survivor in the match. So you can hold on to it for the entire match and never get attacked by those random chains. The only bad thing about holding the box is that the survivor who has the box is afflicted with the oblivious status effects, which means you cannot hear the killer's terror radius at all while you have the box. So if you're up for the challenge, go ahead and pick up the box and see how long you can last before you run into the killer. Otherwise, communicating with your team is probably the best way to go to see who's going to go for the box at that time. Okay, now let's get into the Cenobite's main power, the Summons of Pain. This power allows the killer to create a gateway to summon a chain that he can actually control himself. Unlike the box's power that summons multiple chains, this killer's power only summons one chain at a time. The difference between this gateway and the one from the box is that this one is basically like a diamond. You'll know if he's activating his power because he will stand still and his arm will come forward. Now you can counter his attack in one of two ways. The first one is to stand behind something because the chain cannot go through objects in the environment. The second way, which is the most obvious way, is just to try and evade it. And if you're paying attention to the chain, it shouldn't be that complicated. So when you're looping the killer, always try to pay attention to when he's going to activate his power so that you can get to a safe location. Looping this killer around windows or vaults is very effective as long as you can pay attention to when he activates his power so that you can dodge his chain and it doesn't slow you down. So if you're the one looping the killer and you understand his power, it shouldn't be too difficult for you as long as you know when to dodge the chain. But you better hope and pray that your teammates actually do that other box, because if they don't do that box, it will slow you down during chases and he will catch up to you. The Cenobite has a base movement speed of 4.6 meters per second, which is basically the standard for most killers nowadays. He is considered a tall killer, so you should be able to see him in most structures, meaning the mind games won't work too well for him. His three base perks are Deadlock, Hex Plaything, and Scorch Hook, Gift of Pain. Deadlock activates and blocks the generator with the most progress after a generator is repaired. Hex Plaything activates after the killer hooks a survivor for the very first time. That hooked survivor suffers from the oblivious status effect until that survivor cleanses that totem. And Scorch Hook, Gift of Pain, works like a backwards resilience. When a survivor is unhooked from a Scorch Hook, the first time the survivor is healed, they suffer a 9% penalty to healing repairing actions until injured again. The perks, of course, speak for themselves, but every killer might be using different perks anyways. So that's it, guys. That's basically how you counter Pinhead. Playing against him definitely requires a lot more teamwork than usual. Solo queue might be a nightmare if nobody wants to do the box. But I hope after this video you understand the killer a little better and you can loop him a little longer. Now guys, this killer is pretty new to the game, so if I messed up on anything, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you have more tips that I didn't show here, let us know as well in the comments. But on the other hand, if you find any of these tips helpful, please smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out my other how to counter killer videos as well. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
NANI?!